What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're here for Monday Night Raw review for October the 24th, 2022. On the road to Crown Jewel show I won't give a shit about, and on the road to War Games eventually. Tonight, we had in the main event Bianca Bella versus Bayley, and they got a lot of time. They got like almost 30 minutes of time. So good on them. Of course, for the Raw Women's Champion or the SmackDown Women's Champion is in a match, it usually gets time. Also, we had the return of a gimmick and the death of another gimmick that everybody has been asking for over a year. As well as Gargano still playing the mind games with The Miz and poking him and prodding him about the secret to the Dexter Lumis mystery, which he says he's going to blow the lid on this next week if Miz does come clean very soon. Baron Corbin versus Johnny Gargano also happened in the show, and the Judgment Day is called Finn Balor took on Carl Anderson in the opening match. But before we got to that, we had ourselves the Judgment Day, where Ripley grabs a mic and says AJ Styles found out last week. The Judgment Day runs Monday Night Raw, and Dominic Mysterio is all man. Finn Balor says Styles crumbled under the pressure of Mysterio before Priest tells fans to rise and show respect to Mysterio. Mysterio says Judgment Day are the only ones who ever believed in him, and he proved everyone wrong with his win last week. He says he's built differently, and he calls himself this generation's Eddie Guerrero. That's a good way to get heat. Disrespecting the name Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, we know how he had the joke. Ha ha ha, he's actually Eddie's son. Ha ha ha, but yeah. Coming out there and saying you're this generation's Eddie Guerrero and nobody likes you, like none of the fans really like you, awesome way to get heat. And I mean that really well. That, like, yeah. The OC come out and the trio head down. Styles tells Mysterio to shut up and says Charlotte knows good wrestling when they see it, and he says that he's this generation James Ellsworth. Really? I think, yeah, no, not gonna go there. Styles says the OC will pick before him. Gallows and Anderson hop into the ring. Styles says the OC will pick them off one by one, but Balor cuts him off and says he's hiding in the club that he started. He says everyone that came after him lived his legacy, and he will put them down. Anderson says it's time for Balor to stop talking before saying they should have the match right now. So we go to that match, Finn Balor versus Carl Anderson. This was pretty good. It was, obviously, you have the rest of the OC on the outside and the rest of the Judgment Day on the outside. It's still a 3-on-2 advantage for the Judgment Day. And the best part of the match was Rhea Ripley on the outside picked up 200 and some pound Doc Gallows, Luke Gallows, and power slammed that man with ease. Like, she wasn't even struggling to pick this guy up and body slam him. It was crazy. Ref gets distracted, low blow by Rhea Ripley. That leads to the pin and the win for the Judgment Days. Finn Balor. Not much else you can say about that. Now, when it comes to Dominic Mysterio, we're seeing that we'll see as time goes on, the more matches he has with the Judgment Day, more promo time he has backstage, he's getting better and better. He's progressing more now than he was with his father, because let's be honest, with him working with his father, I know he had matches with Murphy, he had matches with Seth Rollins to start off his WWE career, he's had matches with the Usos and other big top tier talent, but he just wasn't getting anywhere. He was just that white meat baby face that nobody gave a shit about. He was Ray's son. Whoop-de-doo. Here he is now getting time to actually go out there and show us what he can do. We had Johnny Gargano with a whistle in his hand. Miz approaches him and asks him what he thinks he knows. Gargano says he knows that Miz says he doesn't. Gargano tells them to quit lying and tell the fans the truth. The Miz says he isn't clickbait. He's going to tell the truth. He's going to go out there and tell us what we need to hear. And he heads out to the ring. We get a commercial break. We come back. Miz has a mic and he says Gargano has accused him of keeping a secret and says he's right. He lays out the facts of this ongoing issue with Dexter Lumis before saying he will now fill with the blanks of what fans are missing. He says that Lumis has been targeting him because of his mind. Really? He says his knowledge is unparalleled. And he says when he chose to share his expertise with Ciampa, Lumis got jealous and says, The Miz, he misses Ciampa. If anyone's got a hold of him, please let me know via social media or something. And Gargano comes out and is like, listen. That's all BS. You're full of crap. We all know it. But your friend, your so-called best friend, Ciampa, isn't missing. I just got done texting him 10 minutes ago. He's out injured. Good to know. Did not know that. Hope Ciampa's back very soon, whatever his injury is. And he wants him and Loomis out of his life. He needs to come clean. He says he has a whistle that he's not afraid to use. But Miz says he told the truth and nothing but the truth, nothing but the truth. I've told nothing but the truth. Out comes our truth. Because just like Candyman, you say the name, you say truth 5 or 6 times, out you'll summon the likes of our truth. He comes out. They make some comedy. We got a you can't handle the truth. He cuts him off when he's making fun of North Carolina, challenging him to a match. He accepts. They get some, like I said, you can't handle the truth type stuff going on, which Truth and Gargano have some fun with. So we have the match here. We come back from break. This match doesn't last very long, simply because Miz sees a hooded figure in the audience, thinking it's Loomis. Truth takes advantage, rolls him up for the 1, 2, 3, and Miz loses. Johnny Gargano then takes the hood down, and it happens to be him, which upsets the Miz, obviously, and that is that. Which, could we just get this stuff over with? Give us why. Don't give us no fucking cockamamie reason why. Just give us a why. It's probably going to be stupid and ridiculous, worse than it was there. Kathy Hillen backstage with Candice Ray asked when her return has been like for her. She says everything is such a whirlwind. If she knew anything, like it was going to be a challenge. One minute she was in NXT, next minute her and her husband were off having a baby, expanding their family, and now they're both back here on Raw. She says she has a lot of support from the likes of Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca Bella. In comes Damage Control. They send Kathy Kelly on the way. She asks who cares about the stop story before Larray asks what she's trying to prove. Since Kai is still untrustworthy, Kai is spiteful, and Bayley is still not Raw Women's Champion. She says Larray has no friends to help her. Pushes the camera operator so we can't see what happens as they quote-unquote beat up Candice LeRae. Which, I hate when they do that, because yes, obviously that means they didn't actually beat her up. Because it's like, we didn't, like, if it would have been one thing, like, push the camera down away, and they, like, showed her, they beat her up, and then we saw her fall to the mat, and then we saw her laying in a heap of her own piss and blood, that would have been one thing, but we don't see shit. Backstage, the last Matt Riddle, Elias says he wants to clear the, and Edel says there's no need to. He says he's been working on his tunes. Elias says he has a long history about being interrupted. It says he vowed to beat up anyone who did so. He says that since he was close to Zeke, he could pass this week. He gets a pass this week. Chad Gable and Otis walk in. Gable makes fun of the pair before calling Riddle on Morn and tells them to get serious. He says he should have shaved his head because he liked Ezekiel better. Elias says that first off, him and Riddle are not in a band, but you are to never, ever, 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 ever talk shit about my younger brother. Tells them to match, and Gable accepts. Out comes Austin Theory. We're going to have we're going to get bored to a match with a chin lock versus Mustafa Ali. Seth Rollins, of course, has to come out to see this match, because obviously it was leading to Seth Rollins versus Mustafa Ali for the United States Championship. Obviously, Mustafa Ali is not beating Seth Rollins for the championship. But to give him something to do, that's great, but can we get something more than, you're a freaking problem, Seth, that's all I am, I'm just a big freaking problem to you, come on. Give me something else. Obviously, Seth Rollins was not going to allow this to go the way he wanted to. He goes for the 450, but Seth Rollins climbs in the ring, distracts the referee, allowing Theory to kick the top rope, hits the A-Town down, and that was that. Theory heads to the back. Rollins tosses Ali out of the ring. He tells him to stay down before chucking him into the timekeeper area. Drags Ali into the crowd and sends him into a pile of poster board and a chair, and he heads to the back. All of a sudden, Ali comes out of the crowd, launches a blindside attack on Rollins. He fires off several right hands and tosses him into the screen. And he was yelling, "I'm your big freaking problem, Seth. Get back here. I'm your big freaking problem." Okay. We head backstage with Johnny Gargano. The Miz approaches him and he says he deceived him. JBL and Baron Corbin walk in, and JBL rags on him from his indie days, calling it a decade in the minor leagues while these guys have been in the majors. He tells him to learn some respect as Gargano says he'll offer him his hand and introduces himself and says, "Nice to meet you, MC Hammer looking pants." Says he will see you then he starts disrespecting Baron Corbin, and JBL is like, "Listen, you're not going to disrespect either one of us, and he will see you out there later." We had a video hyping up Bianca Bella with a feud with Bayley. Almost beat the 4 guys. I really don't give a shit. Jack's 2 on top for the win. Who cares? Chad Gable versus Elias. This was Elias' first back match, technically as the Elias character, since June of last year. Yes, he had a couple matches as Ezekiel, and don't let them tell you any lie. It was him. But yeah, the first time the character Elias has had a match in over a year. Yeah. Even as Ezekiel, he hasn't had a match in like 2.5 months. Pretty much since Triple H took over and Kevin Owens beat up Ezekiel, hit him with that powerbomb on the apron, and that was that. So, yeah. It's been a while. So, match was fine. Chad Gable can give anybody at least a 3, can bring anybody to a 3-star match. Elias has been all in the gimmick and the presentation. He's a decent wrestler. He's a good hand. He's not someone you're going to strap a major championship to and expect to have a long-term thing go on with him, but he was pretty good. Elias catches him with a mid-air knee, goes to the pin, Gable kicks out, Elias hits a big boot, followed by a tornado DDT for the pin and the win. After the match, Otis launches an attack on Elias, Gable joins in, but Matt Riddle comes out, takes both guys down, and helps Elias to his, up. So, it looks like we'll kind of probably get the Alpha Academy versus Elias and Matt Riddle next week. They didn't announce that as far as I know, but that seems like what we're going to. If push comes to shove, I could totally see this being the new tag team for Matt Riddle. Too bad Rated RK Bro never got a chance to RK Bro never got a chance to reach a conclusion. We have backstage DOC in the medical area. We see Gallo, Anderson's icing up his balls. Gallo says he's good with women. He'll handle Rhea Ripley. Styles is like, dude, she body slammed you. He's like, that's my way of love, man. Styles going to say he's not good with women. Back from break, Gallows walks in the medical area, clutching his own balls, icing them up too. He says they have a real problem and they will do something about it. Who joins the OC? Could it be somebody on the main roster? Could it be an NXT call-up? They were in NXT last week, so they could have been doing some scouting for their Rhea problem. Could it be a recently re-signed talent? Could it be somebody we haven't seen in forever? Don't know, but we'll find out soon. We have JBL in the ring. He rags about North Carolina, and he rags on the Carolina Panthers. He rags on the fact that Michael Jordan went from being the greatest of all-time basketball player to being a loser running the Charlotte Hornets. Gargano is Baron Corbin. It's Gargano. I mean, first off, Baron Corbin's gear looked a lot better in the all black with a little bit of gold for his new logo, whatever the fuck that logo is supposed to be. Oh god, that logo looks terrible. It's better than whatever the hell he was wearing last week. Keep to this. This is the one right here. It was a good match. Gargano again is just like Chad Gable. He can get anybody up to a 3.5-star to maybe 4-star match on any given day. He's just that fucking good. They go to the outside. They have some shenanigans. Somehow Gargano gets the JBL's hat on. He looks from the tack on, but JBL sweeps Gargano off his feet while he's on the apron while the ref is distracted, allowing Corbin to hit the end of days for the pin in the win. This was actually the only way I would see Baron Corbin beating Johnny Gargano is you have JBL fuck over Johnny Gargano. So we have the whole thing of I don't know what they're going to do. What's the end goal for Baron Corbin and JBL? No idea. But hey, Corbin's had two good matches again with two great guys who can go out there and have great matches with almost anybody. We head backstage. Bianca Bella and Kathy Kelly. Kelly asks Belair what it would mean to her to score a win over Bayley, and Bianca Belair says a win for her means putting the end to all the issues. She says that it's leading the women's division, and she will take out Kai and Sky if she has to in order to get to Bayley, which you did at Extreme Rules when you took them both out in one shot. So you know. She says Bayley has taken all of her friends, and she will stop at absolutely nothing to take her down. We head backstage to the Miz and Johnny Gargano. The Miz hands Gargano that will get well card from Candice and Ray and says he appreciates it. It's before the Miz says they both had a tough night and should put their issues behind them. Gargano informs him that if he doesn't tell the truth, then he will next week. Opens the card and is like, dude, you didn't even sign it. You're rich. Put some money in it, and walks away. good. I do notice recently that they are getting a little bit more personality out of Johnny Gargano. He's getting. I know people don't like the comedic skits that much and stuff, but like, you have Gargano going out there and he's being more of a human. He's not just being like, oh, I'm Mr. Johnny Wrestling. He's actually going out there and just giving you the good stuff. Let's just say. We're getting hype reactions for Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel. And we go into our main event. This was the last 25 minutes of the show. This was literally 10:35. This match, the bell rang for this match. They had 25 minutes to themselves. Of course, the Raw Women's Champion was in the match, so of course they were going to get more than 2 fucking minutes. This is the problem I have with the women's division in Monday Night on Raw and SmackDown. If Bianca Bella is in a match, 15, 20 to 25 minutes, easy. If she's not in that match, the match gets 2 to 3 minutes. Come on, Connor. Don't do that. How are these other women going to get any better? They're just sitting there having 2-minute matches where you have the big stars. Like, I can understand giving them 15, 20 minutes, but at least give the other women 5 to 10 minutes, not just 2.5 to 3. Come on. So the biggest question in this match is what is going to happen. Obviously, it's Bayley, it's Bianca Belair. It's a damn good match. 25 minutes is a lot of fucking time, I'll tell you. But obviously, Damage Control is going to get involved. The referee gets taken out. Basically, the referee gets distracted. Damage Control takes Bianca Belair and throws her against the Io Sky takes her and puts her against the announce table while Dakota Kai kicks her in the head. So they throw her back in. The referee comes down. He's arguing with like, no, I saw you guys messing with her. He is about ready to kick them out. He turns around to do the kick out motion. All of a sudden, this woman jumps is on top of the top turnbuckle. Does a diving crossbody to all 3 of them, wiping them all out. We don't know what the hell. I knew exactly who it was immediately. It just made sense. But nobody knows what the hell's going on. She goes Bianca's inside, hits a KOD, goes to the pin. There's no referee. All of a sudden, she gets attacked from behind, thrown into the barricade, hit with the what was her goddamn finish named? The fisherman twisting neck break. You know, like you're going for the perfect flex, but you twist it instead. What the fuck did she call that? Turns out it was Nikki Cross. Even was called by Corey Graves Nikki Cross. She that gets out of the ring. Jessica Carr comes down, counts the pin 1, 2, 3. Bayley picks up the win. Carr's going over there to like ask for the titles or something. When all of a sudden Nikki attacks Bayley. Okay, so this is the 4th member of Damage Control. She's going to join them. She's going to be the 4th member. So that means that we have 4 members of War Games for Bayley's team. We still need to figure out what it means we would have Bayley and the rest of Damage Control of Kai, Sky, and Cross versus Bianca, Alexa, Asuka, and Candice. That's a 4-on-4 right there. But no, she beats up on Candice, on Bayley as well, destroying her. And we see her finally after it's all done. You just see that look of, this isn't Nikki Cross main roster. This is NXT Nikki Cross, the Sanity Nikki Cross, the crazy maniacal Nikki Cross. This is what we've been asking for since she came into the main roster. This is who we wanted her to be. When she became Nikki Trash, it wasn't going to work. This is not Nikki Trash, Nikki Ash, Nikki ASH, Nikki whatever. This is Nikki Cross, what everybody's been looking for, and I'm so happy to see her back. Another W in the column for Triple H, fixing Vince McMahon's mistakes. And apparently at Halloween Havoc, Dominik Dijakovic took his T-bar mask and threw it in a pile of fire and let it burn, and we saw that. So apparently Dijakovic's coming back, which that's enough. If it's Dijakovic or anything else, that's another W for WWE. So WWE's throwing in some W's. They got some L's, but if you look at the number, it's like 25 W's and 5 L's. I'm just going to paraphrase right there. There's probably more L's, but and probably more W's, but say 25 W's and 5 L's out of 30. That's a good record right there. But of course, nobody's perfect. So, was it a good episode of Monday Night Raw? Not really. I mean, it was great to see Nikki Trash come back and become Nikki Cross again. She's looking like she should have the entire time on the main roster, causing hell on everybody. Which side of the War Games will she be on? I'm going to say probably Damage Control when it's all said and done. If we go with the fourth, if that's the case, and Blitz and Oscar are back and everything, I don't know what the hell they're doing. It may just be them taking some time off so we can build the storyline. Then we have 4 members of each side of the War Games. You got Bailey, Kaskai, and Cross versus Belair, Bianca Bella, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Candice LeRae. If you want to do a 4-on-4 War Games for the women, I'm fine by me with that right there. That is absolutely fine. There's no reason to add anybody else. But yeah, that's it. Just feels like Nikki Cross will be in War Games, and honestly, the gimmick, this character she is back being now, perfect for War Games. She's gonna be an absolute perfect addition to the War Games for the women. Which team it should be on? I'm saying Damage Control, but we'll have to wait and see. But that is all for your Monday Night Raw review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Miles at the France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/the France Club, and find me on Instagram at the France Club. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday for AEW on TBS. Until then, my name is the France, and I'll see you guys later.